Hi, on the west coast of Cape Breton Island on the world famous Cabot Trail drive. I just want to show you some of the views that you can see along here. I'm between Pleasant Bay and Shetty Camp. And there's pull-off points like this every 10 or 15 minutes. And they're all beautiful. This is the kind of view here. Mountains behind. And the waves pounding in to the coast. There's some seals in the water. They're hard to see from here. And the drive looks like this for hours and hours, up and down and around hills, following beside the ocean. There's places to pull over and camp, pull over and eat, have a picnic, I should say. I'm a little further up the mountain now. And get another view here. This is called Cap Rouge, Red Cape. There's kind of a nice view here. This rolling green hill. And the drive continues up through the mountains just like that there. Here's probably a better view of this valley. The mountains are so large here that the ridges in the valley are very impressive. So this is why the Cabot Trail here is world renowned, because it just gets better and better as it goes. This little lake is called French Lake, and I've climbed a lot in the last little bit, so I'm actually up on a ridge right now. So this is a lake on top of a mountain, basically, right here. French Lake. This is a pretty nice valley here. So this is on the west coast of Cape Breton Island, moving my way towards the town of Pleasant Bay, and on the Cabot Trail. A little bit further along here now, and these valleys all kind of look similar, but this is a different one, and it is beautiful up there. Kind of Lord of the Rings-ish, something you'd see in way down in the southern part of New Zealand there, where they filmed the Lord of the Rings. Anyway, I was there one time. It reminds me of this. Let's zoom in. Very stunning. And this is just so far from the pull-offs from driving. If you're willing to hike, there's at least 26 official hikes with Parks Canada that are properly signed, and they range from 30 minutes to like 6-hour hikes. And then there's other sort of unofficial little, like, where you can just pull off and go for a walk down to a beach. So lots of exploring on foot or on a bicycle as well on the Cabot Trail. And then this is only on the west coast here, this little bit of footage. When you go around to the other side of the island, it continues, and it's just as beautiful. So pretty interesting drive, to say the least, here on the Cabot Trail. Right, so I rounded a bend here, and come up to a very nice view. They call this the Mackenzie River Valley. You can hear the birds in the background. This is what they refer to when they say where the mountains meet the sea. This is that. Just these majestic plateaus and deeply cut river canyons here in Cape Breton Highlands National Park. So the Mackenzie River at the base of this valley flows out to the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Here's another view. Get a great view of the Gulf of St. Lawrence, which is a body of water that borders on all four of the Atlantic provinces. And we're pretty high up, still now descending down towards the village of Pleasant Bay. But the highlands keep going. Spectacular views. Cape Breton's Cabot Trail. Beautiful valley, winding its way down towards the ocean. See some places with the white bubbles. Those are the eco glamping. pictures of whales. Talks about the whale watching here. There's definitely some businesses that will provide that service. Well, I've arrived in the village of Pleasant Bay. I'm going to grab a bite to eat here at this little place called the Rusty Anchor. And it might be the last place available to eat for a while. So there's not a ton of services when you get up around this point. I'm at the highest point on the west coast that the trail goes. And then the Cabot Trail will cross over across the north of the island now. So that was some of the views there on the west coast of the Cabot Trail that I shared with you here. Beautiful, beautiful views. And Pleasant Bay is a tiny little village, but I hope to do a little tour of the marina. I know they have a fishing marina. It's also known for a Buddhist monastery here in town called Gampo Abbey. Thanks for joining me on this little tour of the Cabot Trail, Cape Breton Island. See you in the next video.